You're listening to the Hot Seed Podcast. Welcome all. I'm Sean, along with my co-host, Earl.
Yo.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
And you guys know what it is. We're just dads with mics, gamers with headsets, and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. And as always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seed Podcast. Be sure to listen, like, rate, review, share, and most importantly, enjoy on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, and wherever you get your favorite shows. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe on YouTube at the Hot Seed Podcast. And we are, of course, powered by none other than DUBBY Energy. What that means is no sugar. What that means is no jitters, no crash. That means extended period of time of performance, whatever that might be. That came out all wrong. But in any case, so whether you're a podcaster,
that was even bad.
Gamer, creator, musician, whatever it might be, man, DUBBY Energy is what you need. Best tasting in class. And again, no sugar means no crash, okay? So to make it even better, if you don't believe us, you can go over to dubby.gg, go ahead and insert our code, the Hot Seed Podcast, and get 10% off your entire order. Again, that's the Hot Seed Podcast to get 10% off your entire order. DUBBY, official partner of the Hot Seed Podcast. Episode 172. I feel like we have been slow crawling to episode 200, but to be very honest, we've done so many football talk shows. We've done well over 300 episodes of just content in general. Yeah. So whatever, but officially of the podcast, 172. And for anybody wondering if you're watching or if you're listening and I sound so relaxed, I am sitting in my single chair. I have a nice vodka tonic in my hand. I got my blanket behind me. I don't even have no goddamn shoes on right now. I feel accomplished, brothers. I feel accomplished.
You might want to tell them more because that sounds real.
So the last, right? So since we the podcast has seen different iterations of us over time. We went from Earl being trapped in the closet to me. I was doing this early on. We went from being like in a studio space to a bedroom when we bought the house, to out here to the studio space now. Built the studio space, which Dave has been here plenty of times. Earl has not. Shame on you, Earl. But over the last, after I built it, loved it. But the one thing I didn't do, for whatever reason, I just never put the flooring in. It was pricing. Look, man, I'm trying to be fiscally responsible, and I just couldn't find the cost of the flooring was just insane. I was doing other things, but I found that too. So I finally got around to it, man. I finally did it over the last week. Put the flooring in. Of course, I've been vlogging it and putting it on IG. And I took out the old bar and put a pub table in because, like I said, the whole purpose of this was supposed to be a multimedia pub type space. If you come through, it's like a pub, and it's what it feels like right now, bar, stuff like that. And I put it in and got the heaters going. And this time of year, it's hard to get comfortable in the summer, as we all know. I don't care what you're wearing in the summertime, it's hard to feel cool off. But in the winter, you can always, your heater, you can find that comfortable temperature right around the maybe 68 to 70 degrees. And I got the perfect temp in here. The flooring is in, and here we go. And I was like, you know what? I'm tired of sitting in my chair because my back was hurting. So I'm sitting in, and that's what we're doing. Yeah. Right. So you guys know. Congrats. Salute. Salute to that. Salute. I'm loving it. Earl dropped off the screen for a minute. I'm not sure what's going on. How you doing, my friend? How we doing, my friend? How we doing?
Wish Earl was on here. This weekend went down to Homecoming 2025.
Love it.
Down at the University of Maryland, Eastern Shore. And it was a great time. I haven't been back in years, especially since they switched it over to the fall because we used to have it in February. And
that's the one I went to. Yep. There you go.
And honestly, this was, if not the best, one of the best I've ever been to. And I'm talking about not just getting up with people, but just how organized it was.
Yeah.
Especially with alumni, like we don't want to be trying to figure out things last minute. Like we don't live that life. If it takes too long, man, I'm in the bed. I'm
right.
I'm watching TV or something.
Right.
So, everything was so nicely organized. You knew what was going on here. You knew how much this cost. If tickets ran out. But the thing that was the best was that it truly felt like alumni events. Sometimes when you try to make this exclusively for alumni, there's a bunch of like undergraduate there, or there's just locals there from like Salisbury and Princess Anne. And honestly, we just want to see each other. We don't want anybody else there. Some of the other crowd is too young to be around us in the first place. And then some of the other crowd, that is some of the locals, like they all about the shits, and I ain't for the shits. So,
Fair. Gotcha.
So it was really nicely put together. And then just to see some of the people that I haven't seen in a minute and just see how they're doing. Before I go any further, big shout outs to our boy TJ, a good friend of ours within school. He came down there to kind of clear his mind because like a day beforehand, he lost his brother. And he actually just buried his brother yesterday. And, like I said, a real good close friend of ours within our crew there. And you could just see the emotion on his face. And it was like one of those things of, bro, you ain't got to hide nothing from us. Just let it out. You don't have to let it out sometimes. So at least let it out around the people that love you. You know what I mean? No matter what's going on. So, we told him the truth. Like, this is going to take time. And honestly, it's not time as far as anything going away, because it's not going to go away. Yeah. It's just not. But there's certain things that I'm not going to say you get used to, but you figure out how to live with and keep things going. Yeah. But the biggest thing is all those memories through your brother is to be able to pass it on to all your different loved ones around you. The only way those people die in vain is if all the teachings they gave you, you just keep to yourself. You know what I mean? Because that wasn't meant just for you. That's meant to spread in that type of way, spread the legacy. So, me and him were talking definitely on that. Earl over there on a side note, Mr.
When he
Sir
comes
Smoke
back,
a lot.
He comes back on the screen. There you go.
This guy here, one stick is good. Threw back the one stick. 2 stick, going there. You going there, especially with the blue juice and everything else we drinking. When that man wanted to go for a 3rd stick, I'm like, yeah, the night's over. Might as well get back to the crib. This ain't working. Man. As far as for me, Earl got down there on Saturday. I got down on Friday, went straight to a D9 Greek-wise happy hour, then watched the Kappa's cross right next door to where we were at. So they had a crossing for their new members. And then we jumped up to a party up there in downtown Salisbury. Got it in the whole night, right? Saturday, got back down to the tailgate down at the university. Halfway through the tailgate, bruh, every pore in my body opened up, said, we didn't relinquish all the stuff from last night.
Help me, please. Man. Help me, please.
Now, look, Saturday was a nice day weather-wise already, okay?
Yeah.
I was hot. I mean, sweating. Everything's coming out. So I said, give me a second. Let me kind of walk around or whatever. Long story short, I had to go use the bathroom. Went to the bathroom, not to throw up, but just use it. And next thing I know, I'm going in, and all I hear is a woman's voice. And I'm like, what? And I hear 2 women's voices. They done changed the men's room into a unisex bathroom. Because the women had too long of a line up in that joint. Oh, I'm like, well, they about to get a show today because I gotta use the bathroom. I gotta use this joint. So, man. After that, went back up in the Salisbury, did some bar hopping around. Went to this great speakeasy that was awesome. Had a mezcal old fashioned, which was pristine. It. So long weekend, paying for it now, trying to get through the rest of this work week. Yeah. Meanwhile, I got to put together every single Amazon box that is coming to the house.
Man, it's that time. Hey, shout out to all the fellas, man, from University of Maryland Eastern Shore, man. I had the pleasure of fellowshipping with these brothers years ago. So it's been a while since I've been back. But I know what time, and we were younger then. So I can imagine. You
saw the
now,
video.
Yeah, I can imagine now what it's like. But salute to all the fellas out there. Earl, in any because I was keeping up in anything you want to chime in on your weekend.
Side note before he goes,
yeah,
don't mix beer and amaretto. Don't do it.
Yeah, please, guys, don't do that.
There you go, Earl. Keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to Yomi S. Had a great time. I wish I came down on Friday. Also realized too.
Hold on now.
Listen, really. I also realized too that what you just saw an example of. You gotta be realistic with what you can do. You gotta be realistic what you can do.
Oh man,
I know where my span of party is at and turn up. It's a short span, and it's usually when it's light out. When it gets dark, my body reacts. But
I will say that chair at the tailgate saved the brother's life.
Yeah, Dave
that chair and water.
He was hurting because there was a time when I walked up to the tailgate. Who was it that I see just bopping around with a cup in his hand? It was like, the Dave bop, the Dave bop with the water bop. Here you go. He over here like, I'm like, where you going? I mean, I'm doing some rounds. Like, that's problem number one. Problem number one. He thought he was 20-something. So I go over there. I'm saying to everybody, hey, what's up? What's going on? Next thing you know, maybe 10, 15 minutes, I see Dave still with the cup. Still looking all right, but you can tell, like, I feel like he's at the point where it's like, I need to just keep going.
Shouldn't have went any further.
Yeah.
He stopped right at that point.
One of those.
Shouldn't have went any further.
One of those.
I'll tell you the tipping point after he's up.
But it was like, let me keep going. You know what I'm saying? Because I also felt like he was just adding on to what was happening, the remnants from the night before.
That is correct.
Then chilling, I'm walking around. So by this point, I'm on cigar about to be number 2. Had some other stuff.
He told me. What were you thinking, guys? But okay.
No, I was fine. I was good. I was
okay,
fine.
fair.
Only thing I was tired. I didn't pass out or nothing. Like I built up that tolerance. It was it was the energy, it's the atmosphere. I didn't finish the second cigar. I had a cigar and a half. So I get over, and at this point, I'm like, all right, I need to eat something. And I'm drinking some water, so I chilled on the I ain't really had no liquor. I just had beer. I had 2 things of beer. But I was like, let me drink some water in between. So I was okay. Chilling now, I see Dave sitting next to me. And Dave is just sitting like, I should have taken a picture. He was sitting there like a zone.
Yep.
Dave had like this smirk on his face, but it was like in his head, it was like he was kind of like going through his head, like, yo, why did I put myself through this? I should have stopped like an hour ago. And
that is true.
Kind of like, yo, like, why did I do this? Like, here we go again. Like, let me just sit here.
And you know what it was? After all that, between the eating, drinking, everything the night before, and then having the blue juice, it was the mixture from Frat Brother Iway.
That
with the Basil Hayden on top of everything.
And I wouldn't have no liquor, but I did have some liquor because he told me.
Basil Hayden took it over.
So even at this point, I see Dave just sitting there, and he was like, yeah, man, just coming through my pores. I'm just sweating. And I couldn't even tell he was sweating because, y'all light skin.
My ass off.
I couldn't even see. Y'all light skin, I couldn't see. So then I looked deep.
Cut it out, sir.
I looked deep and I said, oh, yeah, I see. Like, he's sweating. So I said, okay, well, all right, well, just sit there. I said, all right, well, Dave, Dave was holding the water bottle. I'm like, hey, bro, you got to drink it for it to work. So, you should drink that. You know what I'm saying? So he just sitting there, and then he's like, hey, I'll be right back. So at that point, I'm just like, all right, so one or two things. Either he gonna go throw up or something. He probably feel better. He come back. No problem. I said if he going for X amount of time, I send the search. We go looking for him. You know what I'm saying? So I gave him, I had a clock. Next thing you know, I'm still, moving the ground. I was still in that area where I'm chilling. Dave comes back maybe 10, 15 minutes later. And it's like Dave back on that bop, like that Dave bop. I'm like, yeah, I'm good, man. I got my second win now. I'm like, what? Like he was struggling 15 minutes before that.
He must have got something to eat or something.
He was struggling. Nah. I ain't gonna say what happened, but he was struggling. Yeah, I'm not gonna say on that.
Yep.
15 minutes before he came back, I'm like, oh, so you good now? So needless to say, it was. I think certain things you don't mix certain things with certain things. That was when we was in our 20s. I think you listen to your body, because even when we got out of there, I said, hey, Dave, wherever we about to go, we need to make a pit stop and go get something to eat.
Oh, we got some good food.
We got some good food. You know what I'm saying?
Some good food.
And then I'll stop it there.
There is a process to drinking after 30. After 30, you must know
what you drinking,
exactly. and how to manage the drinking. You have to, because if you don't, you will sure enough find yourself in a space where you may not be able to move. Fortunately for the good brother there, we are veterans at this, so we advise you, not to follow our lead in that regard. Here's my question though: what were we tailgating? Were we tailgating the basketball game?
No, we were tailgating because it was UMES homecoming.
Was there a basketball game going on?
I'm not being funny, but I'm like, when we said tailgating, I'm like, well,
no, but listen though.
Yeah.
Was a basketball going on?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, fair.
Were we tailgating the basketball game? No.
Fair. That's fair.
We were tailgating because it was homecoming. We got to see everybody. That's what we was out there.
Okay. I just want to make sure. I just wanted to make sure. Cool. Again, salute to everybody. Salute to all of the HBCUs specifically for all the homecoming festivities. Everything is going on. And all I will say again.
A safe homecoming festival.
Same homecoming, yes. And also, and I'm gonna say this really quickly. I don't know if you guys saw the video or not, and if you guys decide to go in on it, it's fine. If you're an HBCU, especially this is football season right now. I know we're about like 3/4 away done. Don't do nothing stupid that's going to get you negative publicity. And we'll probably talk about this more on Sunday. But if you've seen the video with Grambling State recently, we have enough black eyes that we don't need any type of negative publicity put on us, considering that Coach Deion Sanders did his thing to where a lot of the HBCUs are getting major coverage of their games. So the last thing that these big media companies want to see is a bunch of black folks fighting on TV. If you haven't seen it already, look it up. Not a good look. So look, man, I get it. And, for anybody who was like, hey, I know Ohio State and Michigan had their thing. What was it, last year or this year, Dave? I can remember. They had last year. Yeah, that's fine. But let me tell you something different about them. There's a whole lot of money that rolls into Michigan and Ohio State. HBCU, average HBCU school, not so much. So I just need you to make sure you got that together. Mm-hmm. Another thing we want to make sure we got together. This is November. Before we get into some other topics here, November is men's health awareness month. It's a month, and it's every month has this thing though. So it should be something we should think about 365. But November, since we're in November, if you have not gone as a black man specifically, and gone and gotten yourself checked, go get it done. Notice I didn't put an age on that. And when you do get it done, because I've had it done, Dave had it done, I think Earl may have done as well. When the doctor says, hey, I'll see you in 10 years, quickly remind him, no, you'll see me next year. Okay. And I'll say this because, and I won't give out detailed information, a really, really, really good friends of ours dropped a bomb, dropped it on us to where he went in and got checked because he had some discomfort, and come to find out right now he's battling stage 4 colon cancer. A brother that I just was fellowshipping with just a couple of months ago and looked just completely fine. And I'll say that because I just went and got my colonoscopy and everything about a month or so ago. And I remember the doctor said, hey, we'll see you in about, he said, we'll see you. I'll see you at 55 or something like that. And I'm like, no, sir, you'll see me next year. Mm-hmm. Because the brother that I'm talking about now, he's 2 years younger than me. And he's stage 4, which means that this started probably prior to that, you know. And from what I understand is he went to the doctor, his PCP, and said, hey, I'm having some discomfort here. I want to get checked, whatever. And then his doctor was a black, a black doctor, whatever. Say, well, we typically gonna do it. He said, no, I need to go get that done now. And they literally got it done then. And stage 4. So me and the missus, talking to him, it's one of those things where you can't imagine, you can't imagine that because, we don't know, we didn't say nothing about terminal and stuff like that, but it's just like she brought up a really, really, really good question. And I'll see if y'all want to answer it or however you want to comment on it is, why is this thing, specifically colon cancer in general, why is there a time stamp put on it for us? Like, hey, you should get it done at 45. Shit, you get this done at 30. Why are you waiting 10 years later?
Well, that's why they kind of tell you, well, not really tell you, but if you do your research, to kind of, if you can in your area, lean towards more of your kind. Yeah, because right. They know you better than anybody else. Everybody else is reading off of, not saying that they're trying to do anything negative to you, but they're reading off a standardized book, a manual, and we're not standard.
Not at all. I mean, like for whatever reason,
our bodies in a totally different zone. Yeah. Whether we're talking about whatever type of levels, our checking is totally different. Yeah. So it's one of those things that we got to be cognizant of. But I mean, let's throw the other truth out there. And I'm faulty of this. I grew up in a household that you got checked when you were damn near dying.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
You know what I mean? Like you didn't have time for all those type of things. You just didn't want to go, unless you felt a certain reason to go. And that's the type of thing within black households that we're raised on. Yeah. You go deeper within it. If you go on mental health, you're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to, tell your feelings. You're not supposed, all these different type of things that are the myths within our certain type of households. That's what we grew up with. And that's what we're cognizant of. That's what we think about on a constant basis. So it's not even that we really try not to be healthy. Everybody wants to be healthy. Right. But we don't do the things to get us there. We do the reactionary part of it. We don't do the maintenance beforehand to stop it from even popping up. And, like I said, I'm not speaking towards anyone because that's me. I grew up in that household and that's how I've been. And the missus could be in my ear all she wants. And I'm just like, I'll get around to it. But that colonoscopy thing had happened. And I did say to them after they said 10 years from now, I was like, no. Not the next year. I didn't say the next year. But I was like, you'll see me within the next 5.
We about to get friendly. You see me next year. We got to go for drinks first, but yeah.
Let me tell you something. So, yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. That's wild. But I'll say this: I agree with what Dave said. Where your PCP, as much as possible, should look like you, or at least have melon. Understand your culture and your people.
Yeah.
My PCP is not black, but he's Indian, and I've been rocking with him for years. But I respect him and I trust him, or whatever, because he does understand, and with him they have the same, complexion and some of the same. It's like there's there's understanding there, which is why I was hell bent on making sure that Rashawn had, that. But I think also too, it's like people don't want to hear this, and I've been saying it. But as we get older, I feel like, and again, you want to enjoy your life, but I feel like after certain ages, like you have to alter how you move with dieting, with what you put in your body, with certain stuff, and it's like, yo, I think in our 20s you could get a little loose because your body's younger. As you get older, it's like you gotta start listening to your body. Like certain things that we shouldn't.
It always tells you.
You shouldn't be consuming. You know what I'm saying? Even black folks, if we do our history, we wasn't eating meat. You know what I'm saying? Like we wasn't doing all of that stuff. But this is not me sitting here saying yo don't do all of that. It's just I'm telling you to pay attention to your body.
I was smoking a poke shoulder for Thanksgiving. Keep going.
Yeah, nah, that's fine. But it's just pay attention to your body. But then also too, it's about making sure like you're doing things like, especially when you're eating and handling stuff like this, making sure that you don't be scared to go to the doctor.
Yeah,
you have to. You got to go to the doctor, and it's like at some point you're gonna get that rude awakening and say, "Hey, listen, you need to stop eating this, and that. It sucks."
And let me expand to be a little bit more direct on even the listening to the body part, because honestly, that's how the whole diverticulitis thing came around. Like I was listening to my body. I was like, this is not the regular feeling in my lower left quadrant of my stomach, But think about how many times we felt a sharp pain in our chest area and we're like, oh, heartburn. Everything's not heartburn, y'all.
Yeah, man.
You start feeling that numbing feeling in your hands.
Mm-hmm.
Everything ain't, my hand fell asleep. Nah, bro. Like it's not always that. What's some other things? Blurry vision, like lethargic, feeling a little bit dizzy, off kilter and stuff. Like whatever it is, it's always giving you some type of signal. I mean, let's really get down to it. Your shit don't look right. I mean, all this stuff are signs. I'm trying to tell you.
No, facts.
It hurts when you do certain things. You get what I'm saying? So all these things are things going, hey, you might want to go get checked.
Yeah.
But we just go, hey, it felt better the next day, so we're good.
I'm gonna sleep it off. I'm gonna take
that's in our history.
What we saying older? Give me some Rolaids. I'll be all right.
There you go. In our history, man, because and this thing, there's been a lot of conversation about reparations, and whether you like it or not, they talk about the reparations that are due to the Black communities compared to what has been paid out to the Jewish communities. And then I've seen someone comment, unfortunately, they commented along the lines of there's a difference between a race being completely eliminated compared to one that has been, how do they say it, like enslaved or something like that. And I understand what they're saying, like the human aspect of that hits.
Either one of them shouldn't have happened.
But yes, neither one should happen. But I also would challenge them is when you have that race of Black people that have been mentally trained to accept a certain thing over generations, like generations. The conversation that comes up that we see a lot, we're big sports fans, and things unfortunately have happened where it's been domestic. And then the first thing people ask is why, because more time women than not, why didn't she leave? And then you go look back and say, well, they've been together for 15 years. She has endured this thing for all this time. She doesn't know anything. It's like a child. If you tell a child, if you parent them or train them to do a specific thing, they mentally don't know anything else. And it's the same thing in the Black communities. If you have trained them to where they don't know anything else over generations, is being passed down. To your point, Dave, we're talking about that little ache there. Hey, let me get some Rolaids. You be all right. Put some ice on it. The biggest no main, the biggest no main of we've all had it. We've all got burned at a young age. And I love my grandmother to death and my aunts and them. You got burned. He said, put some butter on it. That is the worst possible thing you can possibly do to a burn. Because you're literally cooking your flesh at that point. You should ice it. But they learned it from their parents. From there, they don't know. And that's just maybe a comical way to say it, but with the things you've been trained to see. So
look,
go ahead.
I'm not saying he never went, but I will say this. Until he got older, I don't remember my pops going to a doctor.
Facts.
I'm being dead serious. I never went to the doctor with him. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
You know, unless he went after work and I wasn't. I'd never, until he got older, like I said, and then he started having his visits for the reasons why he had to have the visits.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't remember growing up my pops going to a doctor. I remember my mom going to a doctor.
So I don't know if this was doctor worthy. And for the squeamish people, I apologize. This had to be, I was in the military by then. Actually, no, maybe not yet. I was in late high school. I might have been a senior or something like that. So my father, he had this big bump right there, right above his eye, right around his eyebrow line, like huge knot. Mm-hmm. And I remember going by the bathroom. He's in the mirror. He's sitting there, and I stopped. It's huge knot, man. Like, I'm talking about some Rocky Balboa shit. And he's squeezing the knot on his head. And I'm like, saying to myself, maybe we should go see a doctor about this. He's like, no, I got it. He's squeezing it. And apparently he had an ingrown eyebrow hair into his right there. And but it became so big. Like, it got big. It was, man, when I say it's huge. And when I say he was in the mirror, without even flinching, he was squeezing it. And I'm watching in amazement because, you know, if you're one of those people, you watch somebody squeeze out a blackhead or something like that. He squeezed it and it popped like that all over the bathroom mirror. And my dad looked back at me and he was like, that was a good one, wasn't it? I was like, what just happened?
I'm telling you. It's
God.
Different. Shoot, I only remember, and I can't even say crying. I only remember my pops tearing, like a tear running down the face type thing, twice. And that's when his parents passed. Yeah. You get what I mean? Like, it's those type of things that you're growing up in. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting back and I'm just like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It's something that I challenge every man to make sure that you take care of. And I also challenge you to reach out to your brothers and share love with them, because you just never know. Like, you just never know at any time what's happening with somebody.
You know what? Before I forget, just like I said for TJ earlier.
Yeah.
We also, in case y'all don't know, definitely blessings go out to a friend of the show and just family member all in general. Our buddy Damien lost his mother. So definitely love sent his way. I know it was a journey getting to this point, and he knows. But yeah, no matter if you know if it's coming or not, it still hits the same.
It's not, man. It's not.
Definitely blessings to you and the family, Dan.
Salute, man. Prayers. It's a tough. It's a time, man. Like, I think we're way past the point of us being so devoid of emotion. You got to be able to express in some type of way. My son, when he was like maybe 3 or 4 in school, Javen one time fell at school. Daycare, fell, hit his head hard, came there. He was out on his head. And I remember to this day that the childcare lady, she was like, daycare lady, she was like, I got Javen up. He wasn't crying. And she asked him, Javen, were you okay? And he looked at her, and we laugh about it now, but I feel bad. And he was like, my daddy said only little girls cry. But he had this giant knot. But see, again, to your point, we're training. You have to, because those things put an imprint on you to where you don't have that. And what happens is, unfortunately, is you bury and bury and bury that dust under the rug. But what happens over the years, that rug gets that little mound in it to a point to where you end up tripping over it, which in this case comes out into you that's showing emotion, whether it's an incident that happens or you just break down and crying or something like that. And my thing to anyone listening or watching is, it is okay. It doesn't make you weak. It makes it all right. It's okay. It's natural to happen. You have to let that out, because the worst thing that'll happen is it'll be something, especially if you have a significant other or something like that, and you're bottling these things, and then the thing that will really matter nothing at all, it comes out at the wrong time. It could be something like, hey, how come you leave the chicken out there to defrost? And it turns into a whole goddamn domestic situation.
But see, that's also the surroundings, what you surround yourself by, because it has to be so much of a safe space and community around you where you can have those discussions and know you're not being judged.
Exactly.
See, there's some people, when you're venting to them, and they damn near writing a book about you afterwards. And that's not the community you're trying to surround yourself by. These are people that are honestly trying to live. I mean, shoot, we've all opened up to each other about numerous things, whether good or bad, going on in our lives. And we know that we're not being judged off, and we just want to see each other do good, whether it's through celebratory or whether it's through picking each other up or whether it's through understanding, whatever it is. And if you don't have that around you, and if you feel like you may have missed somebody being that community, it's just having that open door policy. You know what I mean? We think we're there and we're providing that space, but sometimes when that person doesn't want to come to each and every person, it's because they don't feel like that space is there. Yeah. It's not that they don't want to talk. They just feel like that space is not there.
Facts. So it's make sure you establish that, man. That's all we got to say on that one there. And it kind of ties into something that I want to bring up, because this is a Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Sean, Earl, Dave, and a brother that went through his own trials and tribulations, rest in peace. And now I hope he's getting the proper presentation of himself. The one, the only, Michael Joseph Jackson. And if you're watching on YouTube, you have his nephew, I forget his first name, but he's a Jackson as well. The trailer for Michael just dropped recently. Did you guys see the trailer?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Yeah. And I watched it a lot. All I know is I'll say this. The energy that we had when Black Panther came out, that energy is probably going to be times 10 when this joint comes out in theaters. I just know this. The music alone. And what makes it even better is the fact that somebody of his own blood is playing. This isn't goddamn what's his name, Fletch or whatever name it was, doing that shit on goddamn. You know what I'm talking about? Doing that jank on not VH1 or whatever that little Lifetime. That was horrible. But the same folks who were tied to Bohemian Rhapsody and stuff like they're still to it. So I'm excited to see this. I wonder how far we're gonna go, because there's so many iterations of Michael Jackson. Just like they did with Freddie Mercury, they touched on some of the drug use, when he ended up getting, having HIV and going to AIDS. So I wondered with Michael Jackson, we're going to go down the road when they started to get, the legal affairs around the inappropriate interactions with kids and stuff like that. We're going to find out. But what would you guys take? Are you guys excited? What do you guys think about the trailer? Because the trailer, I think, was viewed like crazy amount of times in like 30 minutes, bro.
I mean, I saw it when I was at I think down in Maryland.
Okay.
And I didn't know about it. So I saw something that was like Michael Jackson trailer. I was like, I'm good. Only because, excuse me, I seen mad Michael Jackson movies. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I felt like it was oversaturated. I think the best one, which wasn't really a Michael, it was Jackson 5, but they highlighted Michael Jackson, was
the American Dream joint.
Yeah.
So good, though.
And that was good. So I felt like, all right, cool. That one with Flex was horrible. The
bruh.
And then there was people that played the iterations of Michael.
Yeah.
But ultimately, it was just more so like, I think I'm good. But when I saw how they did this, I said, okay, no, this is probably the Michael Jackson movie that I think I wanted to see, because this is the one that goes into, I think, the real him, the stuff about him that the side of him you didn't see. Because even in American Dream showed like the upbringing, right? But it was still kind of cookie cutter. Like, I like that it showed the Jackson 5s and how they was brought up and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This one, I think, with the cinematography and all of that, like, it's kind of like you see it from him. You get a different perspective. And I like the perspective, like what Dave says, the fact that you get the perspective of it's coming from somebody in his family.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about this.
So I'm definitely excited about it. And it's for the same reason that Sean mentioned. The first thing I saw was basically from the makers of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why Bohemian Rhapsody was great, and this is how you can always tell if a documentary is great. Whether you're a fan of the music, the artist, whatever, you can still watch the movie over and over and over again. I don't care if you care about Freddie Mercury and Queen or anything like that, or any of their music. You can watch that movie over and over and over again,
right,
and fall in love with it, because it's a true story. It goes in and out of different waves. It's not just music. It's different waves of different things that are going on. So when I know you got the storytelling in place like that from those same type of creators, I already know you have a home run, because they're not going to do anything less. Number two, I mean, Nia Long's in it. So if you know me and Nia, we go back. So I'm going to be all right. So that's number two. Number three was the fact of staying within the family. So that's definitely a great thing.
Yeah.
Number four, I mean, just the music alone, bro. You could turn off the whole screen and just let the music go, and I'll be good.
Let it go.
Hour
Let
or
it go.
two.
Let it go, man.
I'm just wondering, like you said, how much they're going to capture, because knowing Michael's life, that's a lot of screen time.
Yeah.
That's a lot of screen time. And I know when we went and saw the play, if any of you have seen it, they cover a certain part of his life. And that seemed extended, if you get me, like just that time period. Yeah. It's kind of like the Marley film. I thought that was done very well, but it only took care of a part of his life, So sometimes when you have artists that are that big, you're like, man, okay, I want to touch on this, but can I truly cover it and do justice to it?
Yeah.
The last thing that this brings out of me is like, okay, if Michael's coming, who's doing Prince?
Facts. Yeah.
Like, man. These things have to go.
It has to be.
They do the Pac thing. Where's Biggie? Or where, it goes back and forth. Like those things, those two go back and forth. Biggie, Pac go back and forth. So you got the MJ coming. Who's doing Prince?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm so excited. So for those in my family who know, I am as big as a Common fan that I am in hip hop. Multiply that by 1,000 when it comes to Michael Jackson. There are videos to this day, and my Uncle John has them to this day, where before you knew about Alfonso Ribeiro and the Coca-Cola Kid during that time, that was me. All the routines, all that. I was moonwalking my ass off. Like, I mean, the whole thing. Like, I remember when Bad came out, we were living in Midtown, Newport News, Randolph Apartments. And I would watch Moonwalker, like, front to back, back to front. And they said, come upstairs. Like, you know, people, hey, come do that Michael Jackson thing. And then my Uncle John, he recorded me doing the entire Bad album from front to back. It's crazy. And me and him talk about it to this day. Shout out to Uncle John. How we can get that from off of the VHS over to digital. And there's very few, in my mind, people that are so enamored with Michael Jackson. I was like from the Bad. I mean, it was crazy. My brothers, you talk to my brothers, Stephon and Cedric, for the longest time. They was like, Sean can't really dance unless it's Michael Jackson stuff. Like at the time, they don't know no better. But it was like to a T. So seeing this is so exciting to me. And then like I go down a rabbit hole from the musician side. I'm just finding out the other day, well, like a week or so ago, that I don't know how I missed it, that there was another version of Thriller. So Guru.
Yeah,
so you know, it was called Starlight. Yeah. So I went back and looked for it. I mean, went back and listened to it. It's the same thing. It was written as Starlight at the time instead of Thriller. Mm-hmm. And I had no idea, but that's why this is why. Question. Yeah, this is why the internet was invented. Because when he talked about that, and he was talking about if it wasn't for Quincy Jones and Michael's like just going back to do it, doing something different with the writer, we would have never gotten Thriller. And of course, we know about him buying the catalog to Sony, which I'm eager to see if that's going to be put into the film. I don't know, because he, going into his death, it was Michael Jackson is going bankrupt, XYZ, whatever. He passes away. All that goes away because he owns more than I think it was more like more than 50% of Sony's publishing, which included the Beatles catalog, Eminem, Beyonce, Jay-Z, all of the publishing thing is really crazy. I just like the fact, man, that it's going to be something that is going to highlight some things that we hadn't seen before. Again, we don't get that bullshit ass Fletch documentary off of Lifetime. And two, to be perfectly honest, because I don't know none of these people, and I don't know Michael Jackson personally. I haven't, even with all the stuff they presented, I have never concretely seen anything that convinced me that he's guilty of the shit that they accused him of. None of it. It was nothing like there was like concrete that this happened. It was all like emotionally charged. It was nothing. If you really go look back at it, it was none of that. But again, at the time, it was like, well, why would this grown man want to hang out with kids? Well, let me tell you why, bitch. From the age of 7,
here we go.
When he was with the Jackson 5, we talked about this before. From the Jackson 5 all the way through, he was singing grown man songs. Grown man. His whole childhood was done. Maybe he was just trying to recapture that childhood and hang out. Now, that may seem a little weird. It may. But it was the mental aspect, and Earl may be able to touch on this a little bit, because we're talking about training somebody that your entire childhood has been geared towards the entertainment industry. You're singing adult appropriate songs, but you being an actual kid has kind of been stolen from you. So now when you get money, what are you going to do? And then that turned into something else. You know what I'm saying?
It's no different from like,
look what I just did.
I mean, it's no different from like One of Us, where it's like, yo, you wanna relive, you know what I'm saying? Your childhood was an innocent point in your life, right?
Yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? And a lot of us as adults, sometimes we want to go back to that because it was some safe places in our childhood.
Yeah.
It was a place where it was like, it was kind of carefree. It's like we all, as adults, we all said we wish we could go back to our childhood. But try doing that when you haven't had one. Yeah. So, and I feel like he was like, man, I'm fascinated, and it's the allure of what childhood was supposed to be that I'm trying to chase that I never got a chance to experience because I was forced into adulthood as a child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people might call it weird, but it was like, I can see why he connected himself with kids, because it was like, damn, in some ways it's like I'm tapping into my inner child through other kids because I'm seeing what it was supposed to be, and I never got to experience. So I kind of want to experience it, but then what was easily misconstrued is people look at that and it's like, oh, nah, he's doing this and that, and it's like, no, Mike wasn't doing none of that crap,
and they wanted nothing from him.
Really?
They wanted nothing. Now after that,
he wanted nothing. He wanted nothing from them.
Now some adults, a couple of these adult kids now early on, they're doing a bunch of lawsuit shit.
I also feel like even with that, some of that was spared by the parents.
Yeah, come on now,
and they
come on,
opportunists, like,
right? Because after that first story that came out about it, and this has been something about comedians have said, the first story that came out, if you had heard that, I'm not sending my kids over there, but it continued to happen, and then it was whatever. And he's probably one of the biggest philanthropists that walked the planet. What you got, Dave? What you got? You chomping at the bit. I see it. What you got? I thought you had something on that. It's super interesting to see. It's interesting to see. He ain't peed on nobody, but he still gave us a great catalog. Either way, I'm just saying. I am just saying. Moving right along, man. Moving right along. Something else that we can't, and it's crazy. All this stuff has happened posthumously for these folks, man. But something else that you guys may or may not have seen. This man right here, for those watching for those listening, Chadwick Boseman, who's watching on YouTube, folks, Chadwick Boseman, he is going to be getting a Hollywood star. Actually on the 20th of November of this month. I remember where we were doing the pod and we found out that he had passed away, and it was a shock to the system. We're coming off the high of Black Panther and Marvel and everything else. I think the last thing we had saw, there was like a video that came out at the time that he had looked really frail and lost weight. And we thought at the time that he was preparing for a role, only to find out that, he had passed away from, I believe it was colon cancer, if I'm correct. But he will be getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Yeah, from the Hollywood Walk of Fame. And I think it's well deserved because just from the films he did from the Jackie Robinson film to Black Panther to the what else we got? The
let me touch on something right here.
Go ahead.
He deserves a star on the Walk of Fame just off of this. Chadwick Boseman filmed several movies during his battle with cancer. Not his whole film career. Just during his battle with cancer.
Yeah.
Black Panther, Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, 21 Bridges, The Five Bloods, and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom. The only one out of those that I think I haven't seen is The Five Bloods. So I'd have to go check that out. Yeah. But all the rest of those, and he was great in all those ones I saw.
Absolutely.
He had cancer, and he knew he was dying. So, and people tell you on set, they would ask him because they would see that he was frail and things like that, and what's going on, blah blah. And they just thought he was, maybe slimming down for another movie or something like that.
Yeah.
Because you saw him in Ma Rainey's thing, like he was skinny.
Yeah,
he was skinny.
You saw him at the end of an Endgame. Remember when he walked out? On your left, he walked out. And even when after Tony Stark had passed away, you saw him, and he was really thin then. I'm like. Mm-hmm. But you didn't think nothing of it at the time. Well deserved.
Sometimes, man, I can't even like watch certain stuff and talk about certain stuff after a while, because this is like, also too is because you might have had personal stuff where you've seen it, and it's just like, all right, let's move on. Like even this conversation, I ain't gonna hold you. I'm ready to kind of move on. You know what I'm saying? Because it's, it just,
that's fair.
Yeah, it's sad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you know, it's sad. So
yeah, it's salute to the great Chadwick Boseman and all those, man, who we lost over these years, man. Getting there just due at, I mean, there's never no perfect time, but they're getting there just due. Salute. I apologize. There wasn't. I hit the end credits. I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. It wasn't like, I'm sorry. This Hot Seat Podcast.
I never heard that one before.
With your boy Sean Xavier, Master Earl, and Storyteller, man. Let's get into some video game corner, man. Let's get into some video game corner. Dave warned me. He warned me. This is Video Game Corner, the Hot Seat Podcast. He warned me, and sure enough, yeah, it got. I didn't even mention it. I didn't mention the game, and what I'm talking about is Grand Theft Auto 6 has been delayed, officially sent to November of 2026, after giving us a date of May of next year, and it's not my fault. I swear, but I saw it come down, and I was like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, Earl, sorry, but Dave will cuss me out. Delayed. Again, I don't know why.
Look.
Yeah.
Let me just stop you right here.
Right.
If there's one game that I am fine with them delaying, as long as they get it right, it's Grand Theft Auto. Because it's such an extreme game.
Yeah.
Such an open world to it that I need them to get it right. Because there's nothing worse than playing the game that you've been waiting for, and that thing gets there and it ain't right. And they're trying to catch up with it in real time.
True.
Do what you need to do, because my life will be dedicated. It'll be like a shift at the job. Hey, babe, I got to do that 2 hours today on that GTA, Fellas waiting for me. The fellas waiting.
Oh, man. Yes, man. That except do everything except for fire a big percentage of your team. So if you guys also notice that Rockstar, they fired a lot of folks. Now, I saw the conversation around that, and it was saying that they were saying that they fired these folks for divulging or leaking information about the game. And then they're coming back on, they're unionized apparently or something like that. And they were saying that wasn't the case, so forth and so on. There's a lot happening with that. But I did see that the production budget for this game was somewhere around $500 million. And we also know, we've seen that this will be the highest grossing video game ever. And I believe the Grand Theft Auto 5 already holds that title. And Grand Theft Auto 6 will eclipse that by even more. Earl, what was when you saw did you see the delay?
I did.
Yeah. Did you just shake your head and be like, ain't this some shit? Or you were like, okay, whatever.
Well, I mean, the what's the name was dope. Like
the trailer?
Actually,
yeah.
Actually, it's funny because I was in the bowling alley and my boy DJ, shout out to him. He was like, you got a burp and it's stuck.
Random. But okay, it's okay. This is what
he was like, yo, son, you need to check this GTA, trailer. I was like, man, the game that ain't coming out, that they say is coming out, ain't never coming out. And I saw it, and he was like, yo, the realism is crazy. I was like, okay. But I saw it, and I swear to you, it was like I was watching a movie.
Yeah.
So I was just like, oh, okay, this got me excited. Even if I don't know when it's fully coming out, I'm just like, you know what? I know that I'm definitely getting that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I'm excited, but I'm not too excited. I gotta wait till it come out.
Until we get it out there. Something else that this is around video games. Coming, pivoting from Grand Theft Auto to something else that probably did the highest grossing game, I believe, of all time. Still, I think, at least the most recognizable game is the trailer for the Super Mario Brothers Galaxy, or Super Mario World Galaxy dropped today. And it was damn good. I'm not going to lie. It was really good. The first one did stupid numbers. I like the back and forth they got between them and Sonic, considering that Super Mario Bros. They did over $1 billion and some change by itself. And, Sonic needed like 3 films to do that. But did you guys see the trailer? What was your take on that stuff there? And damn, Super Mario keep going.
Yet. All I know is Cam came home and was like, Dad. I was cooking. You know not to disturb me when I'm cooking. And
man.
He was
Nintendo, that treasure chest for Nintendo, it starts and ends with Mario.
Oh, hands down.
And there's nothing, I mean, just from seeing the trailer, man, there's a lot of tens of thousands of hours that goes into making an animated film. And it is clean. It's staying with the storyline. It's probably gonna break records again. It's dope, man. I don't even know how to. It's one of those ones where I like how they dropped it. I will say this though, because a trailer is supposed to drop on the December 19th. And from what I understand, it's only supposed to drop in theaters. So we're going to see. And we're talking about the trailer for Doomsday. And I hope they stick with that. The one thing I will say that I miss from trailers is you only can see it if you go to the movies. I want the movies to thrive. Now you're getting it.
Avatar.
Yes, yeah. So I want to see that. If that's the case, I hope, and of course, do it there. Then let it trickle down to social media. That's something else I've said, but I hope they keep with that. I think that would be a big way to drive people out there because, again, you get people off their phones and get people off of the instantaneous gratification and stuff like that. And we'll see. We'll see from there. Any other? I thought I had something else, but I forgot. Any other video game news that off the top of my head? I thought there was something else, but I forgot what I had recently.
I mean, the only other thing I'm excited for, because I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't had time to play no game.
We know.
Yeah.
We know. That's what I said.
They know.
But when there's gonna be, I'm gonna get free up some time in the next couple of days because I'm about to go on break for a week.
Love it.
And all of my work that I've been doing is going to be on chill for a while, so I'm happy about that.
Okay.
But I am excited about Call of Duty, which I think is coming out. If it's not this week,
download it now.
Yeah, let's say the 14th. I want to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm excited about that.
I like it. They did drop. This is one thing. This is what I remember now. If you guys are fans of the Metal Gear Solid franchise, they did do the I guess you want to call it just a revamp of it, or they upgraded the Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater joint that dropped. And I loved that game at the time, and it looks so great now. Probably one of the greatest iterations of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. So that is out now to play. So I like that aspect of that. Outside of that, to your point, Earl, yeah, some we could catch up on some gaming type things to go on as well. No other trailers that I've seen as of late. Again, I said the 19th, we're supposed to get the Doomsday trailer. Nothing else that I've seen drop recently. I did see a Metroid Prime game come out if you're on that type of ilk. But besides that, nothing else is really, tickled my fancy at this point. So we'll keep this game going. It's a Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Sean. Master Earl, the storyteller. Before we get out of here, there was one other thing that I wanted to slide past you guys, and I will say this: the monkeys have been caught, and we talked about that. Except for one, I think, and they might have caught that one by now. They been shot and killed. The monkeys that got loose down in Alabama or Mississippi, that had like COVID and Hep C and everything else. Yeah, one of them, a lady apparently shot one. One was up in her yard. She shot that.
Am I missing something?
Well, you were here for this. So the truck that turned over and it had a bunch of escaped monkeys that had all the different diseases on them. And one of them did show up in a lady's yard. She ended up killing it because she was in fear for her life. And then one was still on at large, and I think they eventually caught it. Just stop fucking around with
with the monkey.
Yeah, facts. I'm going to ask you this because we knew it was going to happen. Nico Harrison has been fired. Were we surprised? From the Dallas Mavericks?
Nope.
I mean,
nope.
You traded away Luka. The Mavs are done.
You traded away Luka. Kyrie's hurt. AD's hurt.
And overweight on top of that.
Man, like, what are we talking about?
Yep, fair. That's.
And now they're talking about when AD comes back, he'll be on the trading block.
You gonna trade him back to the Lakers? That's okay, man. The Hot Seat Podcast, man. Of course, the podcast wouldn't be what it is if we hadn't taken our Xbox Live chat and taken it over to the podcast space. So, of course, where you can find us over on Xbox Live. I'm going to take a pivot for this week, and I will say that I want to give a full love and everything to my grandmother, Dolores Holmes. She's back home. I got the call. She was at the hospital, ICU, all the shit that you don't want to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandmother, the matriarch of the family, she was like, nope, I'm going back home. I'll just put it at that. So she's back home as of today. And we're going to ride this thing out even longer. So, Grandma, thank you. Be down there to see you soon. There we go.
Shout out.
Who's next?
I thought you were going to say something. Earl, I thought Earl was going to say something.
No. I mean, it's kind of hard to come behind that. I just say, I was shout out to Grandma, praying for her. And yeah, that's it. I ain't gonna put my my gamer tag up because I don't even play that shit. So that's how I'm gonna sign off.
Oh my god!
I feel like I don't deserve to be talking about no gamer tag until I start to get back.
Hey, thanks, man. Thanks. You not talk about me for a change. I like it. Thank you.
No, I'm in no place. No place.
All right. Well, storyteller. Blessings to Grams being back home. Let's see. Hey, shout out to the Squid Games, man. If you don't watch Squid Games, it's addictive. Check it out. They got the American version now out.
Oh wow.
Very good. Very good.
What happened to the game that they were gonna do? I'm sorry. What happened to the show they was gonna do?
This is the show.
Is it it is the show. Okay. I thought it was like okay. No. I mean like the actual show that people was competing. I'm not talking about the show you watching, but they were supposed to be like a show that people were competing
I never knew about that. I knew about the show like this, the American version of it.
Yeah, they were doing a show here, and then I don't know if that just fell to the wayside, but yeah, that was supposed to be a show that they were doing.
Because I don't know if they could get that right in real life. To be honest, I mean, one of the biggest parts of Squid Games is the death.
Because you had to die.
True. I don't really know how that would go.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's number one. And then Number 2, shout out for my son going out for the track and field team on Saturday. So
let's go, nephew. Let's go.
Among the 50 other things that he's doing. So
sprint.
Oh yeah, I mean that's all we do. So I can't teach him nothing else.
Well, you know what?
Running distance out this bit.
I was about to say something real racist. I don't even know if this is racist, but I was gonna say, well, he had Jamaican blood, so I mean, yeah, I
it's all spread. Yeah,
What's that?
That's the right thing to say.
What's that mean, Earl? Because they also did bobsled. Did you not watch?
No. They didn't do bobsled. That's not what they did. They participated. That ain't what they do. What they do?
But they did it though, right?
No. What they do?
Leon did it, right?
You know what?
Thanks, Leon, for coming on the Hot Seat Podcast. I'm sorry, you didn't.
Also, shout out to the relief for Jamaica,
Yes.
the hurricane and everything, and blessings to the to the family, if you know about them, that took up on their own plane and it crashed immediately, and they were actually bringing support to Jamaica. So that had happened too. So a lot of stuff going on, man. I feel like this episode has to end. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Sorry, guys. We give you the real, man. I'm sorry. It is powered by DUBBY, man. Make sure you guys tap in dubby.gg, put in Hot Seat Podcast, give 10% off your order. Give you, no sugar, no crash, keep you on the ups because this episode was down. But it's a Hot Seat. Yeah, we out, bro.
The Hot Seat.